Hello students, this is Shanaz from LP Savani Vidya Bhavan. I am back with 8th Science Chapter 1 Crop Production and Management. Now in the previous sessions we have gone through all the agricultural practices step by step. Now today we will study harvesting. Harvesting is very important task. Harvesting means the cutting of crop after it is mature. Now after 3 to 4 months of hard working of farmers, when the crop is ready, it is necessary to take it out from the field. So it is done by two methods. Either it is done manually by using sickle or by a big machine called harvester. The crop is either pulled out or it is cut from close to the ground. Now I'll show the picture of sickle. You can see this is a sickle. It is used to cut the crop manually. It requires time and human efforts both. The farmers who are having small fields, normally they use sickle to harvest the crop, as they cannot afford big harvesters which are very expensive. Sickle is a, you can say it is a C-shaped knife with whose inner edge is sharp. With this inner edge they cut the crops from the bottom of the stem. Now you can see this green color machine which is called harvester. Harvester is quite big, and that is why it is useful where the large area of land is cultivated and large amount of crop has to be harvested. It is expensive also, but it requires very less human efforts, and the work can be completed in less time. When the crops are cut from the field, it contains dry part of the plant such as stems and leaves, which is known as chaff or husk. Now, in the harvested crop, the grain seeds needs to be separated from this chaff, and this process is known as threshing. Threshing means separating grain seeds from chaff and husk. Threshing can be done by following methods, that is, it is done manually. It is done by winnowing machine or by combined machine. Combined machine means it contains harvester plus thresher. After harvesting, the stubs are left which are burnt by the farmers. Now how threshing is done, I will show you how the machine looks. In this you can see a man beating the crops on the hard surface to remove the seeds. This is manual way of separating crop seeds from the husk. And another picture is the figure of thresher machine. This thresher machine can do the threshing work faster with less efforts. Nowadays there are combined threshers also which contain both harvester and thresher. This you can see the picture of winnowing machine. Actually, farmers with small holdings of land do the separation of grains and chaff by winnowing machine, because they cannot afford big machines and their workload is also very less. So by winnowing machine or by doing the threshing manually, they can separate the seeds from husk. Now after, as I said, after harvesting, the studs are left, that is dry part of the plant which is left in the field is burned by the farmer. Actually, burning convert the dried leaves and stems into ash. When it mixes with the soil, it is very good for it because it provides certain minerals to the soil. But nowadays this burning takes place on a very large scale, and which increases the pollution. In Delhi, you must have heard in news that in the winter season, when so many farmers burn this the stud, the pollution becomes so high in the air that it becomes very difficult to breathe. So burning is easy to remove these things, but it is not good for environment. Now the final stage of agricultural practice is storage. Storage is very important task, as the grains which are taken out after 3-4 months of hard working, if it is not stored properly, it may get destroyed. When the grains are taken out from the field, it contains some moisture. So first, the harvested grains are properly dried in sun to remove moisture from them. This prevents the attack by insects, pests, bacteria and fungi. We know wherever there is humus or moisture, bacteria and fungi grow there. So first of all, the grains should be completely dried. Then farmers store grain in jute bags. Normally in all the fields there are one small go down kind of room in which farmers store grains in jute bags until it is transported to market yard. Now the large scale storage of grain is done in silos and granaries. To store grains on large scale, some chemical treatment is required. Now we know that once in a year crops are harvested. Suppose wheat are harvested during winter. Now the wheat which are obtained in this winter, it has to be last till the next winter. They sell the wheat till the next winter. It means throughout the year they have to take complete care of the grains so that it does not spoil or damage. Now so to it has to be keep away from rodents like rats and mice, and it has to be protected from microorganisms. So much care has to be taken. So if the grains are on large scale, then some chemical treatment is also required to protect it. Normally at our house we use dry neem leaves which we put in the container of the grain so that bacteria and other fungi and other germs do not grow on it, because neem is a medicinal plant. In this picture you can see how grains are stored. On small scale, grains are stored either in jute bags like this or metallic beans, and on the large scale grains are stored in silos and granaries. Now you can see the picture of silos. It is a metallic big containers in which grains are stored, and you can see the size. A very large quantity of grains can be stored in it. We obtain food from plants. In the same way, we also obtain food from animals. You must have studied in previous classes that the people who live in coastal area, fish is their main diet. In the same way, animals also give us eggs, milk, meat, etc. So the process by which animals are reared in homes or farms with proper food, shelter and care to utilize them for large scale food production is called animal husbandry. Now as agriculture is important, in the same way animal husbandry is also important, because animals also provide us with so many varieties of food. You know, milk is the basic thing which everyone require. So cattle are reared and taken care. Even their medicines has to be provided to them so that they remain in good health. So this process is known as animal husbandry. By the process of animal husbandry, large scale animals are reared on a large scale to get food product from them. So with this students, we have completed the explanation of chapter. Now we will once go through the summary of the chapter. Okay, so students, in this chapter we have studied that in order to provide food to our growing population, we need to adopt certain agricultural practices. We need to grow crops. Now what are crops? Same kind of plants cultivated at a place constitute a crop. In India, crops can be broadly categorized into two types, that is Rabi crops and Kharif crops. Now we will go through these agricultural practices. How to grow crops. So first step of agricultural practice is preparation of soil. Preparation of soil is known as ploughing or tilling. It is done by using tools such as hoe, plough and cultivator. After ploughing the field, the soil of the field becomes smooth, porous and air is filled in it. So it helps to the microorganisms and worms to earthworms to grow in it, which is very helpful to the production of plants. Now after preparation of soil, the next step is sowing of seeds. Sowing of seed is done either by funnel or by seed drill. The seeds are sown and it is covered with soil so that birds do not eat away these seeds. After seeds are sown, manure and fertilizers are added to soil. Manure are organic substances and they are natural. Fertilizers are inorganic substances and they are mostly synthetic and they are rich in particular nutrients. After adding manure and fertilizers, now plant has to be watered regularly. So for watering the plant regularly, irrigation is required. Irrigation is done by two methods, traditional method and modern method. Traditional method of irrigation is moat, chain pump, Dekli and Rahat. Modern methods are sprinkler system and drip system. Now when crops grow, along with the crops, weeds that are undesired plants also grow and which are harmful to the crops. So it has to be removed on the regular basis. So to remove the weeds, weeding is done. Weeding is done with the help of tools such as khurpi or seed drill. Some chemicals are also sprayed like 2,4-D spraying is done to remove the weeds. But normally farmers avoid spraying as these sprays are harmful to their health. When the crop is ready, harvesting is done. Harvesting is done with the help of sickle or harvester. Normally small scale farmers use sickle to manually harvest the crops, but when the crop is grown on a large field, harvesters are used. Then after, threshing is done. Now in threshing, seed grains are removed from the husk. Threshing can be done manually or by using threshers or by using combined threshers. Combined threshers means harvester plus thresher. Now these tools and machines are very helpful for the farmers, but at the same time they are very expensive also. So the farmers who cannot afford these machines, they normally use manual tools for cultivation and for harvesting and threshing. The final stage is storage of grains. Storage can be done on small scale in jute bags or metallic bins, and on large scale storage is done in silos and granaries. Granaries are big godowns which are moisture free, rodent free and microorganisms free, in which grains are stored for a longer time and it can be protected from all unwanted things. Students, in this video you can see how harvesting is done in the large fields. So students, here we end our first chapter, that is crop production and management. I hope you all like it because it was very informative chapter. The food which we eat at our home require how much hard work to grow, that we have understood by studying this chapter. Now students, please, wherever notes are there or definitions are there, pause the video and note it down and prepare it well. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.